Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am ItsKim. If you've never seen me before, hi, I'm ItsKim. This is my channel. I'm a pop culture commentator. I like to talk about things that are in the news. I love Britney Spears. I also love talking about psychology and mental health, and all those things tend to kind of show up on this show. If you've never seen this show before, no worries. Here's how this usually goes. We have main topics at the beginning that we talk about that are pop culture related. After that, we have a halftime where we all just kind of chill. This is an interactive show, so I interact a lot with my chat of my community of my space angels, as they are called. And if you are here, you are a space angel. If you really want to be more of a space angel, you're welcome to join membership. We love that option. We love to have this be an inclusive community. We have special content for members if you are interested in doing that. If you're not in a place where you can do membership right now, totally fine. Totally get it. Make sure you allow gifts. We tend to give a lot of memberships here. Speaking of which, to start it right off the bat, General Scott. I'm trying to get this up. I didn't mean to hit my own comment. That's kind of funny though. It's true though. Iced coffee is a food group. Um, there we go. General Scott gifted 5 memberships right off the bat. So welcome to the 5 new Space Angels. Super great to have you. After that, we have a section that we call What the What, which is usually when we read something or look at something funny from around the internet. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's crazy, sometimes it's wild, sometimes it's drama, sometimes it's petty. It's many different things. It's what the what. It's literally just, what is this? How is this real? How is this happening? And that is what we do. After that, we have just kind of an end discussion, and that's how the show finishes. If you are watching on the replay, don't worry about it. There are timestamps in the top comment that you can click on. You can jump around the stream to wherever you want to go. Totally get it. Not everybody has 2 hours or whatever to watch a show, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people love being in an interactive chat. So that is what we are doing. I'm just going to double check. I think holy crapola. My gosh. Shauna, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships, which, by the way, thank you for what you sent me yesterday privately. That was so kind of you. I know you don't want to be called out for it or anything, and that's not why you do it, but it means a lot to me. Also, from that same respect, thank you so much to Jean Rick for what you sent me yesterday as well. I don't know if you're here, but thank you for what you sent me too. Just always your support. And then also, Carbonized Stardust just gifted 10 memberships. So that means we are almost 4 minutes into this stream, and we have 35 new members. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for your support as always. I so appreciate that, and it is so kind of you. So welcome to everyone. It's wonderful. Um Soki, sorry, I just saw you say I hope there'll be an insufficient funds at some point. I miss Mondays. Ooh. And I tried to explain it to my BF. He just stared. I think we probably will at some point today. No worries. We have lots of inside jokes here that we are happy to let people in on. So we have a lot of fun with that. Um, I do want to let you guys know that we are trying a few things that are a little bit different today. And I ask for your patience and your understanding as we go through it. The first is I have changed the chat option to be for subscribers only. Now, that's not because I'm trying to force people into subscribing. I would love to see you subscribe, genuinely. That is for me, that's the statistic that always is the hardest. I do well for watch hours, I do well for views, I do well for likes, I do well for all that stuff. Love having all my members, all that stuff. Subscriptions is always the hardest one. However, what has pushed me to do this is that last stream we had a really big problem with bots. And we had some very aggressive ones. My understanding is that if you have subscribers only turned on, that should lower the bot issue that you have. So we're going to try that out today. And I hope that that's okay with you guys, because I think for anybody that was here on Monday, you guys know how crazy that got for a little bit, and nobody wants that. So I'm hoping that this will allow us to have a better chat experience for you guys, but that's why. But the subscribers only thing is only 5 minutes. So, I mean, if you're just tuning in for the first time and you just want to yell and scream, I mean, you only have to wait 5 minutes to do it. So that's up to you, but please keep the chat nice. Please keep it respectful. We're allowed to have differing opinions, but don't be a jerk face. And if you're a jerk face or you're spamming, you can leave. And if you don't leave, I will make you leave. I hope that that's okay. I gotta check here. I think we have more support that's come in. My goodness. Welcome, Michelle, for just becoming a YouTube member. That is awesome. So that means we have 36 new Space Angels today, which is crazy. Welcome, Michelle. I'm so happy to see you join us. Also, hi, Matt Bond. Hello, my friend. How is life? Are we living the dream? Oh, he said to her, I'd like a cheeseburger, and I might like a milkshake as well. She said to him, I can't give you either. And she said, isn't this Burger Bell? She said, yes, it is, but we're closed now. I think the next members only stream, we're going to watch Cheeseburger. I think that's going to happen. I don't know if I can do that without getting slammed by copyright because it is a song. So, but yes, his cheeseburger is fantastic. Thought you were going to sing about growing up in Connecticut.
I grew up in New Jersey.
Hello, Jean Rick. Thank you so much for the super sticker you just said. That's so kind of you. I hope you saw. I thanked you earlier for what you sent me yesterday. Thank you very, very much. And it is the hippo, the one up. Chomp chomp. We love the hippo. We love the house hippos here, the Canadian in us. And also Lulu's mom, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. My goodness, you guys are being so generous today. I'm like kind of in shock. I'm kind of in shock. You guys are spoiling me today. Producer sister, what does that bring us to?
41.
41?
Yippers.
Holy crap. We're only one away from the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. That's pretty wild. Wow. All right. What?
Heard when I grew up in New Jersey.
Just everybody's quoting the cheeseburger song now. Okay. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know, we have a couple topics today. And honestly, I'm kind of bummed because we have one bright spot I have planned in this stream, but there's a lot we're going to be talking about today that is a little bit depressing. Let's be real here. It is what it is. It's just kind of one of those news days. And we are also going to General Scott, I cannot gifted one membership. 42. Oh, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy lovers in here. We're all laughing. Thank you so much, General Scott. You are so generous as always. We so appreciate it. We're going to be talking about a few things today that are a bit difficult. And I know we have a lot of people in our audience that are survivors that have been through stuff, and a lot of you I know found me because of coverage I did with the Johnny Depp trial, as well as my coverage with Britney and disability rights. So I am very conscious of that, and I'm going to do my best to give you guys as many warnings as possible. If you are struggling with anything we are talking about, please know in the description of this video, there are links, there are international links to help you if you need to reach out and get some help just to deal with whatever's going on in your life. And there's no shame in doing that. And I want to make that very clear. I have called those numbers, I have done those things, and it can be really helpful and really, really good. So please, if you're struggling, take care of yourself. There is going to be a point in today's show where we talk about an incident of DV. I'm going to give a lot of warning on this, and we have done so in a way that we're hoping is not going to be as triggering as it could be. And we will be giving warnings that if you need to mute and walk away for a minute and come back, that we can do that and we will be able to facilitate that for you. So I hope that that is all right. I'm sorry. It's cold in here and my nose is running. Okay, I think that covers that. Shall we get into the dumpster fire that is the news today? We have more support? Oh my gosh, you guys. Matt Bond, thank you for the $2. You tolerate me. You really, really tolerate me. We love you, Matt. We love you. Our spiffy friend. And also thank you so much to King Bob for the 1 membership. We're now at 43. Had to keep it odd, right? Is that what's happening? Oh my goodness. Oh, yep. Oh, I know. Yeah, no, Matt, I promise I'll make you smile again. Yep, you will. You will. And I think that's good. I'm hoping we can have some fun today. All right. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's do it. So news last night that leaked was TMZ reported exclusively that Jamie Spears, Britney's father, has been seen for the first time. post leg amputation, which I understand that people have mixed feelings about this, but I want to kind of just take a realistic look at this whole situation, which is why I have the headline here that I do, because there is a reality here that this whole situation, bluntly, with Britney and her family is really sad. It's really sad. And what makes me really sad about it is that it doesn't have to be this way. But choices have been made here, and we are watching the fallout of those choices. And I want to go over it and really take a really realistic look at what the heck is going on. So, as always, this stream will include speculation and opinion from myself. This is my show where I share my opinion. I don't know what you were expecting. And it should not be taken as fact. And always do your own research. And I always have a link in the description to my source document, which is where I put all of the links of things that I have looked at that help me form my opinion. So if you have questions about why I have this opinion, feel free to check those out. Do your own research, form your own opinion. Um, and also, hi, YouTube human reviewer. Hi. Nothing explicit is going to be shown at all. I have gone to great lengths to censor trigger words and to make this appropriate for your community guidelines. And viewers, as always, please do not send hate to anybody. It's fine to have an opinion, but doing something that could potentially harm somebody in real life is not cute. I don't like that. I don't support it. Please don't do it. And I know you guys are usually like super good about that, so I don't worry about it, but I want to be responsible, right? Adulting, it's fun. I do also want to say here, thank you so much to Marion, who's been a member for 4 months. So that's what that button does. Yeah, you get a free like highlighted chat every month for being in membership. So you can like have a special highlighted message to everybody. So yes, that is what it does. Carbonite Stardust gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much. So now we're at 44.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're at 44. Thank you so much, Carbonized. Also, Judith, I'm back for a 199 super chat. Welcome back. It's good to see you. It is good to see you. Let's get into this topic. I am going to be pausing. Um, okay, we're going to do one other one. Deliciously Devious, member for 1 month. Woot! 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 Yes, thank you for 1 month. It's awesome to see you. I am going to have to pause my acknowledgement of support while I go through these stories. Please know I will absolutely get back to you. That's, we are going to acknowledge it, but just for now, we got to power through. We got to keep going or else I could do this all day. But I very much appreciate the support as always. It's very humbling, it's very kind, and I very, very much appreciate it. All right. So here is the exclusive details from TMZ regarding Jamie's leg amputation. Now, before I say anything, I'm going to say this and I'm going to specify this is speculation station over here, okay? It has been long rumored / legal documents backing up said rumors, whatever you want to call it, that Jamie Spears has some form of a relationship with TMZ, particularly the head of TMZ, Harvey. So to me, anytime I see an exclusive about Jamie Spears from TMZ, there is an assumption on my part, and my speculation, in my opinion, that this has likely been discussed. Just saying. I also saw some commentary of some fans saying it's interesting that prior photos we've had of Jamie have been from quite a distance, whereas these photos do look like they're relatively close. And considering that this is on private property at a warehouse, it raises questions about whether or not this potentially could have been orchestrated. I don't know if it was. Okay. So I'm not saying that it was. I'm saying that that is definitely a dialogue that is being shared right now amongst Britney fans that I am seeing, and I would not be surprised if it was true. That's my opinion, speculation, all that stuff. So keeping that in mind, let's keep going. Let's go through. Let's see what TMZ has to say. So Jamie Spears surfaces without right leg post amputation. Jamie Spears has resurfaced without his right leg 7 weeks after it was amputated. Britney's dad was at a warehouse in Kentwood getting out of his car when the photos were shot. By the way, Britney owns the warehouse, but Jamie has what amounts to a lifetime lease where he has the right to store his RV and other property. Sources with direct knowledge, okay, tell TMZ that Jamie's leg was amputated 4 inches above the knee. I love this how specific the insider source is, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And this is why, like, I'm trying not to be that person that's like, accusing of anything, but it's just, it's a thing. I can't. TMZ broke the story. Jamie underwent the surgery, right? They broke that because they found out from somebody after an infection spread to a point where doctors could not save the limb. Our sources say that Jamie has been fitted for a prosthetic leg, but until he's able to use it, he'll get around with the help of a wheelchair and a walker. I'm happy to hear he is getting a prosthetic. Not a big fan of the man, but I hope if there's a way that he can have some of that independence back, that he can get it. As for his relationship with Britney, we reported hours after we broke the story about his amputation, Britney posted a photo of her dad on Instagram. Now, this photo that she posted of her dad was one of her holding one of her sons when they were little, and her dad walking beside her, because of course he was. Because look at the timeline, right? She's in the conservatorship. Daddy's over her shoulder watching her every move with her children. Okay. So I doubt, actually, I mean, I can't imagine, she probably has a lot of photos with her sons at that age that her dad isn't somewhere hanging out. Let's just be real here. And TMZ then says it's the first photo she's posted of him in ages. Beyond that, our sources say that Britney has not reached out to her dad, at least so far. We are told, however, she recently talked about missing him. Okay. Britney's relationship with her mom seems to be further along. Lynne has come back to LA for the second time this month to spend time with her daughter. Okay. All right. So that's what TMZ has to say. Let's look at what page 6 has to say. I don't know how all of these tabloids work. All right. I'm not at a point where I have a huge amount of like exclusive people that I can talk to about this type of stuff. Let's be real. But something I will notice, I have seen in the past, is that for whatever reason, page 6 tends to get legal documents before other outlets. And that means that they're coming directly from a source involved with the lawsuit. They've also had a lot of exclusives from sources closer to Britney's legal camp. Read into that the way that you will. Again, speculation station. I'm not saying anything definitively. I'm just saying what I see. So page 6 reported that Britney's dad is still living in an RV next to Britney's storage warehouse with all her stuff in it. An insider told page 6 exclusively earlier this month. So that's interesting because we've kind of been under the impression that he has been living in Jamie-Lynn Spears' guest house in Kentwood, but I guess that's not what's happening now. So earlier this month, adding that he had a knee replacement and got a terrible infection from it. Now, that knee replacement, though, I heard was in the mid 2000s. So I have a lot of questions about that. It's not, I don't believe that it was recent. So I have questions. We exclusively reported in early October that he was seriously ill and had been in and out of hospitals, including a facility for infectious disease patients. Britney has not yet spoken publicly about her dad's health woes, but she did upload a since deleted throwback photo of the pair on her Instagram shortly after his amputation made headlines. The post was not captioned. Sources have told page 6 that the pop star has no interest in reconciling with Jamie. Britney became estranged from the Spears family patriarch while fighting to end the conservatorship under which he had placed her in 2008, after she described Jamie as abusive. In open court in June of 2021, a Los Angeles judge suspended him as conservator before terminating the guardianship altogether that November. Britney detailed his 13-year control over her personal and financial decisions in her memoir, The Woman in Me. The Grammy winner likened her father to a cult leader, claimed he was an alcoholic who not only forced her to go to rehab multiple times, but also used her success to help with his cash flow. Jamie, who has previously denied any wrongdoing, has not publicly addressed the best-selling book. And the thing is, I think that last sentence speaks volumes. Volumes. I am always very, very suspicious of people that claim that they've done nothing wrong. Because in all honesty, we are all people, right? Like we are. We're all people. We all make mistakes. And you're telling me that over a 13-year conservatorship where you were trying to navigate how to take care of your daughter, if you were under the impression that you were basically her last hope of keeping her here, that you have absolutely no regrets of anything you did over a 13-year period, that you did nothing wrong, and that you were essentially perfect. Anyone that tells me over a 13-year period of their life that they were perfect, I immediately don't believe you. I just don't. Because you have to be humble enough and self-aware enough to be able to say that, yeah, you know what? I done goofed at points, but I'm a human being and I did the best I could. Right? That's realistic. Whenever anybody's kind of acting like they just done nothing wrong, I can't really take it seriously. And I think a perfect way to describe this is that this is an article from Vulture that came out in October talking about the situation of the court battle currently going on between Jamie and Britney. And this is the thing. Why are we talking about reconciliation when you guys are still fighting it out in court? The Delulu here is incredible, right? How can you, on one hand, be like, I love my daughter, I want to reconcile with my daughter, but I'm suing her right now to pay for my legal fees? It's kind of like what I said before about Lynne, that when Lynne was trying to really get back with Britney and was like, I love you and I miss you and that whole thing, please unblock me, blah, blah, blah. And Britney said she just wanted accountability. She wanted accountability from her mom, that her mom done goofed with this whole thing and needed to take responsibility for her part in it and actually stick up for her. But one of the things I said at that point to Lynne was, honestly, first step you probably need to do to be able to iron this out, stop suing your daughter for your legal fees. Because all it looks like at the end of the day then is you going like, please unblock me so I can convince you that I love me, that you love me so that you can pay my legal bills. Like, it's so two-faced, I just can't handle it. It's ridiculous. And I feel like we're kind of at that point right now with Jamie. The lack of self-awareness is incredible. So I wanted to go through this article with you guys because I think it illustrates perfectly kind of where we are right now. And so basically, it's despite Britney Spears being freed from her conservatorship 2 years ago, the battle between the singer and her father is far from over. Britney's legal team is trudging back to court on October 31st. This was updated on October 31st as well, to oppose the 71-year-old Jamie Spears' request for his daughter to pay his legal fees and hand over documents. Britney's attorney, former federal prosecutor Matthew Rosengart, who skillfully freed her from the 13-year toxic conservatorship, filed a 130-page document on October 26th in advance of the hearing, imploring Judge Anna M. Luna, Judge Luna from now on is what I'm going to call her, not to give Jamie even one more dollar of Britney Spears' money. Rosengart claims that in the document that Jamie has been engaged in a campaign of big lies, and that since his suspension as conservator, where he professed his love and desire to protect his daughter, and said he would unconditionally cooperate and act with complete transparency, that he has in fact done the exact opposite. Jamie's attorney, Alex Weingarten, I'm just going to call him Alex or Sloppy because I feel like that's what people are calling him now. So Sloppy told Vulture that that all he has succeeded in doing as Britney's attorney is wasting her money with zero to show for it. Bro, she's not in a conservatorship anymore. The lawyer that Jamie had before you, Vivian, actually went on camera with New York Times and said that she had never seen anyone get out of a conservatorship and it was not going to happen. You know, cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme, okay? Like, let's be real. I'm sorry. Um, Whatever Judge Luna decides, it's clear that Britney's dispute with her father isn't ending anytime soon. And here's what they're arguing over. Britney and her team are fighting back after she was stripped of fundamental liberties for 13 years. Rosengart is asking the court to step in and stop Mr. Spears' abuse of the system, waste, and vindictive attempts to harass his daughter contrary to law and contrary to fundamental decency. He maintains that Jamie has used the courts to extract evidence for the sole purpose of embarrassing or humiliating Britney, and that he attempted unsuccessfully to order the deposition of his 41-year-old daughter, now 42, but at the time. Rosengart also says that he finds it appalling that Jamie is demanding Britney hand over money to pay for his legal fees to do this. Yeah, I would agree with that. Despite all this, and despite the fact, based upon fundamental legal principles and overwhelming evidence demonstrating that he is not entitled to and never will receive another dollar of his daughter's money, he continues to harass her, using the court system to do so, the recent court papers read. Instead of Jamie stepping aside quietly after he was suspended as conservator, Rosengart accused him and Weingarten of launching a mean spirited, scorched earth litigation campaign against Britney. He says Jamie tried to force his daughter to sit for a revenge deposition and tried unsuccessfully to unseal her private medical records, which, yes, he did. It was barred from being unsealed, and then they tried to slide something in, like under the radar, to get it released again. If I'm remembering this correctly, this was deliberate. This was calculated, and it was done with the intention, based on what I have seen, in my opinion, to just humiliate Britney. What kind of a father does that? A garbage one. None of Mr. Spears' filings or conduct has been to serve in his interest of his daughter. Rosengart writes in the recent court filings. During the conservatorship, he says Britney was often forced to work against her will and was treated like a racehorse. And racehorse is in quotations because that is a direct quote from Jamie that is in legal documents. That she was like a racehorse and needed to be treated as such. Take that the way that you will. Mr. Spears is aware of his daughter's claims of abuse, Rosengart asserts in his recent motion. He is aware of her belief and the supporting evidence that the conservatorship was unduly restrictive, bullying, and controlling. He is aware that she has been traumatized by the conservatorship. He is aware that she found it to be soul-crushing and infantilizing while depriving her of her dignity. He knows that he was directly involved in monitoring his daughter's text messages in real time and contemporary. I can't say that word, that's a long word. For years during the conservatorship, including private communication with her children and sacrosanct, I think, attorney client privilege communication between her and her former attorney. He knows, of course, he knows, that he was directly involved in placing a secret listening device in the home of his adult daughter. I don't believe any lies were told in that entire paragraph. I just don't. And that doesn't even get into the whole, like, limiting her diet, cutting her off from people in her life, being verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive, all those things. A trial date has been set for May. It is taking this long because Rosengart had fought for having a trial set at all, Sloppy told Virtue. When the court set a trial date, it was over Rosengart's objections. He did not want a trial set at all, presumably because everything he's telling the press is a lie, and he dreads the day of reckoning. Okay. That just kind of reminds me of when Jamie Spears told TMZ that Free Britney was just it was a conspiracy theory. Okay. Rosengart still wants an answer from TriStar, but for Britney's former management company, but maintains in legal filings that he has been stonewalled. Rosengart alleges that Jamie, along with TriStar's counsel, continues to hide from depositions. Yes, including reneging twice at the 11th hour on the agreed upon dates. Britney's lawyer also accuses Jamie of playing an active part in TriStar and its former employee, Robin Greenhill, yet not yet participating in depositions. Taylor's attorney, John C. Houston, says the depositions haven't happened because Rosengart has failed to notice these depositions in accordance with the rules of court. I don't know if I believe that. We'll keep talking about this. Weingart maintains that neither he nor Jamie has interfered with TriStar's depositions. Okay. TriStar and Robin have not been deposed because Rosengart failed to actually notice the depositions, Weingart wrote to Vulture in an email. Jamie had no role in causing Rosengart not know how to do his job, and I had nothing to do with the scheduling of the depositions. Neither did I. So what he's saying is they didn't do the deposition because Rosengart didn't do his job right. To which my question back to that, quite bluntly, is my understanding up until this point is there's still years of financials that TriStar hasn't handed over. And they don't know. They don't know where the money went. How do you defend that in court? That was your job. Part of your job, Jamie, of handling the estate of Britney Spears, of handling all of her businesses, is that you are responsible for where that money went. And if you can't tell us where that money went and you can't provide the documents, we have a problem. And that would be a far more believable, situation as far as why people wouldn't sit for a deposition than that a formal federal prosecutor didn't inform the other people the right way. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like how absolutely ridiculous and bonkers this sounds? It's like it is. And producer sister just said insulting his intelligence. I would agree. So Jamie Weingarten, Jamie and Sloppy says compiled with Rosengart's request and sat for his deposition more than a year ago. They did sit for a deposition. And I believe Rosengart has actually claimed he has some stuff that Jamie has said under oath that is not good, but let's just be there. We'll leave that there. Rosengart did not comment to Vulture other than to note that Weingarten's claims were false, desperate, and pathetic. I think that sounds accurate, guys. Let's just be real, right? Like, I can't. So again, this man that is suing his daughter for legal fees after he can't explain or give over documents as to where all of her money went, allegedly, right? He's going, oh, we're going to reconcile because she loves me and she misses me. And I can't help but feel like when I look at all this stuff, I'm like, I really don't want to say this. I really don't. And I want to be clear that this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is speculation and everything else. But I've been watching these people for years and years and years. And I can't help but feel like maybe this photo shoot thing at this warehouse, was it planned? Was this an attempt to pull on Britney's heartstrings? Was this something calculated? And I know that sounds horrible, but when we look back at what has happened so far through this whole thing over the past 15 years with TMZ and the way they have reported on Britney, I really don't know if it's that far of a stretch. And that honestly, just that concept is even in my brain, whether it's true or not, the fact that it actually is a hypothesis makes me so sad. It really does. It breaks my heart because it didn't have to be this way. It really didn't. And I say this because, again, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest thing that Britney wanted from her mom and her family was accountability. She said in a couple of posts, I believe, that it's like, my family, even though the whole world knows what they did, they still don't think they did anything wrong. And I just want them to say that they did something wrong. Look at the evidence that is around us. How do you think that Jamie Spears is completely blameless in all of this? And you can have your opinions about Britney all you want, but the reality was Britney didn't have human rights for 13 years. She didn't have the ability to be able to manage anything. It was stripped from her. And even when she tried to get her own attorney, that was stripped from her too. Anything that happened during those years during the conservatorship was not her fault. But she has to now live with the consequences, and people can't be accountable for what happened. And ultimately, that's why I put the headline today as I did. If this is how it ends for their relationship, because as far as we know, I can't imagine that Jamie is super healthy right now. I hope, honestly, that they've been able to get the infection under control now with the removal. It's really sad. But I'm sorry, I'm struggling with the words to say. And also I see Nerd Report Daily is rating us. Hello, Nerd Report. Hello, troopers. I'm not sure what you guys are called. The Nerd Nerdport Daily people. But welcome, Nerd Raid. Thank you so much for guys for being here. I think just to kind of attempt to finish off what I'm trying to say is the whole situation is just so incredibly sad. And to me, it just shows why Britney has put up these boundaries with her dad. And I completely understand it. And I have the feeling we are going to hear this counter dialogue of that she's going to forgive him and they're going to be all kumbaya and, running through fields of flowers, just super happy together and having a wonderful time and having picnics with puppies and whatever. I don't think that's what's happening here. And bluntly put, it comes out in court. It comes out in court. We have the evidence. And it be what it be. You know what I mean? So I'm interested. With all of that being said, I'm going to start a poll. I know the poll option is not working that well on the mobile app. Okay, so I'm going to tell you audibly what the question is and then what the first option and the second option is. So if you can see the boxes, you just hit the top box or the bottom box, and that is how you answer the question. So I'm going to ask, do you think that Britney will reconcile with her father? Top option is yes, bottom option is no. And let's start this poll and see what you guys think. I honestly, I'm just going to pull this up right here. Matt Bond, I agree with you. I think she will forgive him. I think she's working on it because forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. It's choosing to stop drinking the poison of somebody who has hurt you. Because if you keep drinking the poison, you can't be surprised that you're still sick. But that in no way means that you let the person back in your life, that you forget what's happened, that, that everything's fine. Nothing is fine. This is not fine. So I think there might be forgiveness for her, but I don't think she's letting him back in. I don't think that would be healthy for her. So I agree with you. And I think some of that is because she's actually did write in her book that she's trying to find compassion for the people in her life that have done her wrong as much as it hurts. So, but she's not here to be a victim. She's here to get back up, survive, and live her life the way that she so chooses. And I think that is excellent. So I will let the poll go for a bit. Also, do just want to say hi again, my goodness, to everybody who came in from Nerd Report Daily. It is good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lewis, for sending everybody over. I am going to ask if you would please consider liking this stream, subscribing if you have not. I would be very happy to have you subscribe and join this family of Space Angels. We would love to have you. And I am just going to catch up on support here before we go into our next story. Okay. I'm sorry about that. It's cold down here. It's freezing. I am not enjoying this. We are currently working on getting a new electrical breaker down here so we can have like a heater running at the same time, because if I have a heater running in here, everything will crash. We will blow the fuse and there will be no show. All right. Just looking here. My goodness, you guys were busy while I was talking. Holy smokes. Okay. For the record, Your Honor, the super sticker. Leenda, why are you sending a super sticker? Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay for now. Sorry. Thank you so much for the super sticker for the unicorn. Much love to you for that. You were wonderful, as always. And Terry, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What does that bring us up to now? Producer sister? 48?
49.
49? Oh my gosh. We're almost at 50. That's crazy. That's crazy. Matt Bond also said, I have loads of leg experience. I have 2 of them. Yeah. Yeah. The face. The emoji face. I'm sorry, Matt. Amber, thank you so much for the super chat there. I think it's a super chat or is it a sticker? It looks like it's chat. It's a chat. And I think I saw that was your first one. I don't know if I missed that or not. I thought I saw something. But thank you very much for the chat. That's very kind of you, Amber. Thank you. And for the record, Your Honor, again, investigate Robin Greenhill, investigate Lou Taylor. You know what? Let's just get some truth out here. That's what I'm in favor of. Let's get some truth. And General Scott just got us to 50 with the other gifted membership. Thank you so much, sir. I so appreciate you. My salute to you. That's crazy. We got 50 new Space Angels today. That is some wild. That is wild. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Alrighty. Are we ready to go on to the next story? I think we are. So we're going to be doing an update on what's going on with Diddy. Or as I feel like I have to say in every stream, which is ridiculous. You may know him as Diddy. You may also know him as P. Diddy, as Puffy, as Puff Daddy, as Sean Combs, Sean John, or Love. This guy, okay? We have an update on him. For those of you, those of you that are not 100% up to date on this, unfortunately, this story does include a number of lawsuits that allege SA and R and ST and GR. And I want to be clear that I wish I could say these words, but as we explain in these streams, I have to use code words to abide by the YouTube community guidelines. And as always, YouTube community guidelines and human reviewer.
I'm trying.
I do my best. But when I use those code words, it is in no way me trying to not take something seriously or anything like that. It's just, I don't make the rules here. But if I want to stay here, I got to follow them. So if you want me here, that's what I got to do. We are going to be talking about a situation of the newest lawsuit to do with Diddy. So it may be a little bit triggering to those of you that are sensitive to those topics. Again, we have support sources in the description that you are welcome to reach out to if you were having trouble. Everything is going to be censored. Let's go over it because I thought that this update was really important. There's been a lot going on with Diddy in the past couple of weeks that I haven't been able to necessarily keep up with. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork and are talking. And it does very much feel like this was almost like an open industry secret. And people had issues with Diddy. And we've talked about this in the past, that he has a horrible reputation for the way that he's treated his people that he's worked with, that there have been a number of people who are not on this planet anymore that have been associated with him. And people have concerns. And quite bluntly, I think that the concerns are very, very merited. And to start this off, he had one lawsuit come out against him from his ex-girlfriend. He settled that in record time. It was insane how fast it was settled. And then we've had 3 other lawsuits since be filed. And I don't think that's going to be the last of it, to be real with you guys. But this one in particular, the latest lawsuit, this one seems to have him sweating. So, Diddy allegedly, along with 2 other perpetrators, GR'd a victim who's being referred to as Jane Doe in this situation. But the Jane Doe was, it sounds like, taken out of one state, brought to another state for reasons, and she was 17 at the time. So the woman who claimed she was allegedly blank as a teen by Sean Diddy Combs and his 2 pals has filed court seeking to remain anonymous, and this is an exclusive from Radar Online. The request was filed after the rap mogul's legal team indicated the woman's identity, known only as Jane Doe in legal documents, should be made public. So he wants her name exposed to the world. She was 17, and he wants to put her on blast in front of the world. But in a 9-page legal brief filed in Manhattan federal court, renowned attorney Douglas H. Wigder argued that the woman has never spoken out about the alleged attack and exposing her name to public would re-traumatize her. Yes. That would check out completely. Defendants have indicated that they refuse to consent to the plaintiff's request in the motion filed on December 11th because of the high profile nature of the defendants, compounded with the fact that the plaintiff was only 17 at the time of the alleged situation in the complaint. She should be permitted to proceed under a code name to pursue her claims with anonymity. The plaintiff's experiences, which are described in the complaint, are deeply traumatic, and having those experiences played out in a public forum could spark more trauma for the plaintiff. He added, could, would and will. As RadarOnline.com reported, the then high school teen claimed in the court papers that she was blanked by Combs and two other men after being piled with things that would lower her defenses that also would have been illegal to give her at the age of 17. Just putting that out there. Plaintiff has experienced significant trauma as a result of the defendant's actions and would certainly experience significant harm if forced to reveal her identity to the public. The embattled Combs has faced an avalanche of lawsuits since his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, known as R&B singer Cassie, slammed him with a suit that was immediately settled out of court, like whiplash. It was insane. Since then, two other women have filed claims against the embattled rapper, who recently saw 18 brands sever business ties with the mogul and his platform, Empower Global. Also, the Grammys aren't sure if they're going to invite him. And this is the thing. I understand that people are innocent until proven guilty. But what you have to understand with this case in particular is that we have decades, decades of questionable things going on around this man. This, honestly, a lot of what we're talking about right now isn't the tip of the iceberg of being shocking. And I do want to say, if you guys want more coverage on this that goes deeper into those specific things, Pascal at the Pascal Show is doing an incredible job right now with all of it. He is digging and he's very much making sure that he is covering the things that are being reported that have something backing them up. So he's not just saying anything random, any rumors. He's really, really narrowing down on this and he's doing an incredible job with it. And he really gives a lot of context as well, which I think is so important when we talk about this case. So Combs 54 responded to all the allegations only after this last one was filed. This one with the 17-year-old. This is the one that pushed him over the edge. By claiming the alleged victims are all trying to make a quick buck. Enough is enough, Combs said in a statement. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. He added, let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and the truth. And here's the thing. These are photos from this lawsuit. These are photos of a 17-year-old girl in Diddy's studio, out of state from where she lived. In that photo of Diddy, he is roughly 34 years old. I am turning 34 next year. There is no universe in which it would be appropriate for me to fly out a 17-year-old to come and meet with me for funsies. If I had a 17-year-old subscriber here who was a fan of mine that wanted to meet me, for me to fly her out and be with me alone, just because, not because it's a fan meet and greet or a concert or anything like that, just because the red flags that would surround me on that front would be insane. And the red flags that should be surrounding him in this instance should be there. Are you telling me you didn't fly this girl out to you? I don't care about anything else at this point. We'll talk about that stuff later. Did you or did you not fly an underage girl across state lines to come and see you without her parents just because? What is the reason? What is the reason? There is no good reason. No one is going to come up with one. And that's the issue here. And that's why I sit here and I go, this case is so bad for him with the way that it looks. And it does look like this is a federal filing. If it's federal and they can claim some of these things that happened, this has just become way more complicated of a case and absolutely has the capacity to become criminal, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing, based on legal commentary I'm listening to. This is bad. And to me, that's the reason he spoke up about this one. The other two, he probably figured he could handle. This one, though, once criminal potentially came into the, the realm, in my opinion, the game changed. And then we had somebody freaking out and going, I have to protect my legacy. Enough is enough. Protect your legacy? Bro, you settled with Cassie in like less than 24 hours. Why did you not fight that? And the truth is, it's probably because you couldn't. Because people like 50 Cent have been aware of what you've been doing. 50 put this out yesterday on his Twitter. This is an AI picture of him sitting with Tupac, who allegedly Diddy may have had something to do with his that's a whole trial that's going to go on soon too. You can't make this stuff up. It's just so insane to me. All of it. All of it. But to me, seeing him now with all that information and now going, and now we're going to make the 17-year-old public. I can't, bro. Like, I can't. I'm done. I'm done. This is a circus. This is a circus. And I feel like if you have a PR team, you're probably not listening to them. It's just so bad. It's so, so bad. And that's just my opinion. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I do see some support I need to catch up on and see what you guys think. But please let me know in the comments. I'll be going through them very shortly. So let me know now. What do you think about this situation? Let's talk about it and then we'll go into halftime. My goodness, all of this is just nuts. Jackie Swan, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That is so kind of you. I think that brings us to 51.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You guys have been so generous today. So wonderful. Thank you so much. And welcome to the 51 new Space Angels. It is so good to have you. Heather, thank you so much for the super sticker that you sent. And it is the pair going, keep it up. Pumping. Thank you. DVD sent in a $20 super chat. And here is what she said. In criminal cases, SA/R victims legally must be kept anonymous. It should be the same for civil cases, especially for a minor. This is another intimidation tactic by Diddy. If her name comes out, her safety is in jeopardy. 100%. And the thing is, like, to me, that just, it's like you just publicly want everybody to know that you're just going to intimidate this girl into silence. How is that helping your case to make you look innocent? If you could prove an alibi for your plane, this whole thing could be avoided. I'm just saying, like, this is just absolutely bonkers. I cannot. I can't. So dumb. Carbonite Stardust just said, I think that if you do evil, it's going to come back. It's going to find its way back to you. That's what I think. He's going to cut his comeuppance. I think it's happening right now. It is like waves. Waves. Insane. Yep. And 50 Cent is in talks to make his own documentary about this. I have to say, like, that is a fun thing to look into if you have not. 50 Cent's history with Diddy and why he's being so vocal now. I think he finally feels safe enough to be vocal about it because of all this other stuff that's coming out. And like, if something happens to 50, like we all know what happens. So, I mean, knock on wood, 50, keep yourself safe, please. Everybody keep yourself safe. But it's really funny. It's really funny. Yeah. And I also have heard that and Leenda said it, to fund and then give money raised to survivors 100%. Yeah. And yeah, Leenda, he's been saying stuff about Diddy. He has been for a long time, but it's been very on the down low almost. It's been loud enough that it's been noticed, but quiet enough that it hasn't been everywhere. And now it's just everywhere. And I think he's enjoying every moment of this. It's a special level of petty coming from Fitty, and I have to admit it is a little bit inspiring. DVD, I just saw your comment in the chat about Diddy is now in a league of various other people that I cannot say their names on screen, but just to be clear, I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Now, in our halftime, this is normally when we just kind of chill and talk, but I have a request to make of you guys. And it's that you guys have probably seen one of my mods in this chat, Leenda, for the record, your honor. Leenda is a very, very good friend of mine, one of my besties. I love her to bits. And she makes her own content on YouTube. And she is currently 4 subscribers away from 1,000. If you have not subscribed to Leenda, please, please do so. I want to see her get this. She deserves it. She works her tail off. And I think she is a fantastic creator and she deserves the recognition. So I am just going to go ahead and spam her all through the chat. I did not tell her I was doing this, but she deserves it. Let's get her past 1,000. Okay? I think we could do that. I think we got enough people here. We got 180 people here. 4 of you probably are not subscribed to her. Let's do this. Okay? Because I want her to have this. Done. Freaking done. You all did it. Y'all did it. Get her over that hump. I want to see a few more in there so that she can move to that next stage. Your first K is so important as a YouTuber. I am so proud of you, Leenda. You did it. You got it. You deserve it. We love you. We love you. I support you 1,000,000%, as always. Thank you so, so much. Okay. Love you, Leenda. You're amazing. You are amazing. And I hope that I know. Right. Carmen, I didn't even know she makes videos. She does. She makes way more content than I do. Like straight up, she does. She does. And she does a lot of very diverse content as well. She talks about a lot of different things. So it's really good. There'll be something there for you. Promise you, there will be something there for you. Leenda, do you want to let me know what you're at right now? Because I would love to know. I can't see your exact count. So I would love to know.
She's at 1.02, so she got
1.02, so you got at least 20.
25.
She's like, I'm all over the place. In the best way. We all are. We all are. Lulu, yep. For the record, Your Honor, you were so great during the death trial. Such great research. She is. She's love it. Love it. Yeah. There we go. You deserve it, Leenda. I hope that is a bright spot in your day. And in a stream where we're going to be talking a lot about negative stuff, I hope that this is a bright light. It's good to see. I appreciate you too, Leenda.
Oh, 1.03.
1.03?
She got over 30.
Ooh, look at you.
35.
Yes. Yes. You deserve it. Okay. Alrighty. I am going to stop sharing this for now and we're going to keep going. So we're in the we're in the halftime. This is just kind of when we all chill together, have a good time, all that stuff. Curious about, because I wasn't able to follow the chat much while we were talking about Jamie, Brittany's dad. If you guys have any thoughts on that, now's a great time to sound off on that. You don't have to send in a super chat. I look at the chat as well. So, if you want to send in anything for support, you're welcome to do that. I'm not going to say no, but I will still absolutely pay attention to your messages, even if there is not a super attached with it. So, just going to take a look here. Do. I have Lacey here. I don't know if any of you guys saw at the beginning of the the stream, I left a comment in the chat just saying that Lacey had some tummy trouble last night. I don't think she was feeling super great, but she seems to be doing better now, but she's tired. She's so tired. I could show you guys. Yeah, she's so sleepy. So sleepy, but she's doing okay. She's doing okay. DVD just said, how goes the construction project? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's going. We no longer have as many holes in the floor or the walls. We no longer have a foundation crack. We have drywall. Yes, the house isn't leaking. We have drywall and we have floor. It's not finished flooring, but we have floor. You could walk now. So I mean, I think the floor is here. So I think that's a good thing. I think we're moving in the right direction. So that's all good. It's one day at a time right now, and we're making progress. Let me see here. Oh, Carbonite Stardust, you and me both, Lacey. It sucks when it hits, you know. It sucks. Sorry. For the record, Charter, no Jacksonville repairs? No, we're fixing the Jacksonville repairs. Oh my goodness. I have to explain this too because I know we have some new people. We have a few inside jokes here. I would like to over the holidays. I'm working hard to get my day job done so I can focus on a few things for the holidays for you guys. But we had a stream where we looked at things that were design fails, and there was an aerial shot of a city, and oh my gosh, was it obvious that the city planners were like drunk when they made the plans. It was just a mess. And it reminded me of my times driving through the state of Florida and seeing Jacksonville in Florida always being under construction. And I kid you not, like we drove through there at least once a year for the first like 20 years of my life. And every time we got to Jacksonville, it was like hours worth of delays because of construction, and it was always a mess. So when I saw the aerial shot of the city, I'm like, what is this, Jacksonville? And everybody just started laughing, and I had to explain that. So we have kind of this joke in the community that when you see something that's done and done badly, that it's from Jacksonville. And I know there are probably people from Jacksonville that probably would disagree with me on that, but there probably are people who have been to Jacksonville and would agree with me on that. But it's it kind of just became like synonymous with this was a bad job. This was a Jacksonville job. So yeah, we definitely had some Jacksonville things uncovered while we were doing this construction project, but our repairs are not Jacksonville approved, and we'll put it that way. Where's this mom camp? My husband just drove through there coming back from visiting his mom and said it's still under construction. It's been 84 years. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, I just saw Wancho's been a member for 14 months. Much love to you, Kim. Much love to you, my friend Wancho. Much love to you as well. My goodness. Is it Katie Hart is 94? I tried to explain that joke to a family member the other day, and I was laughing so hard when people said Jacksonville in a TV show, but I couldn't find the pic you shared on stream. And that's what I mean. I want to do a video where we put all the inside jokes in one place, because I think sometimes people don't understand the concept, and I try my best to give context. Yeah, sometimes you just got to see it. And sometimes it's also just understanding that we were giddy, we were laughing, we were giggly, and something just hit us at the right moment. Like, for example, I will actually address this because it really bothered me the other day. We have a joke here that involves Ms. Jennifer Hudson, the incredible singer and performer and actress. And she was asked, I think it was by like Vanity Fair or one of these other big publications. They gave her signs to sing, and they told her just make random songs out of it. And they were very like benign, very basic things. But this one, for whatever reason, just made me laugh so much, simply because in a lot of ways I relate to it. And it's this one.
Insufficient funds, you ain't got
No money. Woo.
So it's just the idea that like you're standing at an ATM and you just hear Jennifer Hudson over your shoulder going, insufficient funds. So we have like a joke here in the comments that when that plays, everybody does the choir and goes, ooh, because I always said ooh at the end. And yes, you are welcome, Soki. You are welcome. And I had somebody in the chat the other day assume that that meant that I felt that people that had insufficient funds were beneath me. Which no, that was not the spirit in which it was at all. Like at all. And for those of you that don't know my history, I've spent a number of years of my life seeing that phrase push back at me. And I fought really hard through being on government assistance, being completely disabled, flat on my back, not being able to sit up some days, battled to go to the washroom. I've been through it. I know it. And I do not view I don't value people based on what's in their bank account. And it really bothers me that somebody thought that was the impression that I gave off, because that was not what I wanted at all. And it really, really hurts my heart that that was the case. So I want to be clear that the jokes that we have here are meant completely in fun and in silliness. And I really hope that when people come here, even if we talk about hard things, that they feel better that leaving than they did when they came in. And I hope that you guys know that. Oh, Sean, oh my gosh. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. You didn't need to do that. That's so kind of you. What does that bring us to now?
61.
61? My gosh, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I get to this point and I'm so overwhelmed I don't know what to say. Bluntly put. So thank you, Shauna. And also, Carrie Wright, thank you for the super sticker. And it is the hippo dancing. Because we also love house hippos here, which is a Canadian joke. So that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I need to do a video so that if people are confused by inside jokes, I can just be like, just go here, catch up really fast, because we want you in on the joke. But also, if you are unsure of a joke, feel free to ask the chat, because I'm pretty sure everybody here is friendly enough that we can help you out.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, we want everybody in on the joke. We want everybody in on the joke. Always. Always. Easy. Let me see here. Just try to catch up with everything. Oh, my chat just moved. No, I hate it when it does that. I'm sorry. DVD just said, oh, geez, some people are professionally offended and can't take a joke. You know what? I think sometimes people they're dealing with a lot in their own lives and they're really sensitive to certain things. And it's never my intention to trigger that at all. But, we all have had our own journeys. And I think sometimes the things that people get offended by, it tells a lot more about them than it does necessarily about what you've said. But yes, I in no way want to make that person feel bad. I just hope that they know that that's not how I feel. That's all. You see here, and yes, do it for Dan. Do it for Dan. Which, hang on, I thought I saw something about Emily. Somebody said something about, Carbonized just said, also the name Dan has now been ruined. Went to Emily D. Baker yesterday for her live and they were talking about a Dan. I was convinced our Dan had finally lost his mind. You know what? I would honestly, here, I will manifest this. Emily D. Baker is a massive inspiration to me for a number of reasons. And I've genuinely been happy in some ways that when Popcorn Planet did our fundraiser for Make-A-Wish Foundation, that she was actually unable to make it at the last minute. And she sent in a lovely video so that she could be a part of it because she wanted to support it. But honestly, I think I would have cried. I don't know how much I would have been able to keep my composure. And that's just because we share a number of things in our lives based on some of the things that she said. And we are both 84K. And I was someone that had definitely thought about pursuing law, and I decided not to because I thought that I was basically too stupid because of the way that my brain worked. And now I'm kind of sitting in a different place in my life where the potential for me going back to school is actually within my grasp. And I am considering going back for forensic psychology. And if that does come to pass, a massive reason why that is happening is because I saw someone like Emily. I saw somebody who was neurodivergent, was open about it, and other things going on, and was able to do such incredible work and still just does such incredible work now and helps so many people. And yeah, it's kind of like those are the people I look at in my life and I go, I want to be like you when I grow up. uh, and I have to say, if I ever have a conversation with Emily, I think Emily would enjoy the story of Do It for Dan. I think she would, especially with the cops outside the house and all that. I think with her history as an attorney, I think she would love the story. I think she'd laugh her head off. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. I keep going. Uh KDR74, your streams are a perfect distraction and lots of fun, especially the last week for me. Thank you. Thank you for choosing us. And I'm glad that that is something that we have been able to do for you. Melissa Smith, thank you for the 10 gifted members. You guys! Melissa! Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the new Space Angels. Thank you for your generosity, Melissa. Dare I even ask what number we're at? I'm seeing also that I think there was somebody else, Lisa Wills, who joined. Oh, Liza? Liza. Thank you, Liza. I think I know who Liza is. Yes, I do. So thank you, Liza. So what does that bring us to? 72. We got 72 members today. That is wild. Thank you so, so much. Ugh. Let me see here. DVD, we still need some merch. I know. I'm thinking about it. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Ugh. Shut up! What is happening? You guys!
Carbonize went first.
You guys! Carbonize with 10. Shauna with 20. That's 102, isn't it?
102.
What are you guys doing? Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the love. It is so, so, so appreciated. And I can't believe we went up 100 members today. That is absolutely wild. But I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You guys are, I am so overwhelmed right now. And this is what happens to me when I get overwhelmed. I don't know what to say. I trip over my words and I sound like an idiot. So thank you very much for the love, guys. You guys are incredible. Thank you for your generosity. Oh my goodness. Aria, member for 13 months. I traumatized my boyfriend with cruise control. We were all so traumatized by cruise control. That I feel like that could be like a whole Reddit support group that we all need to come together and just be like, I was so invested. How could he do this to us? How could dear husband do this to us? And Shauna Brown, yes, member for 12 months. Yay, we hit over 100. Much love, much love. Thank you. Thank you. I honestly hope in my wildest dreams one day that we could have over 9,000 members because I would just start screaming, it's over 9,000 and fulfill that little meme dream in my head. Nick Wilson, member for 4 months. Hey. Hey. Thanks for being a member for 4 months. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta go back here. I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up. I love all the love for Emily in the chat. Yes. Love all the love for Emily. Um da, da, da. Yeah. Yeah, Asher's mama. I found EDB when I was going through a really hard time. Both her and her community helped me so much. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. Sorry, we cue the light Night King. Kim is the one who goes to jail if she bad. I am confusion. I am confusion. Let me see here. Melissa Smith, I thought Kim was going to say she's going back to school for law, adding another layer of similarities with Kim K. How many similarities do I have with Kim K? Our names? I think that's pretty much it. I can't really think of much else we have in common. Oh, let me look here. Y'all see that squirrel? Yep, 84K. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Yes. Thank you, General Scott. Thank you to you and Shauna and Carvanized and Melissa and all of you that have gifted. It's just absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm so thankful. You guys are amazing. And of course, King Bob gifted a membership because you had to make it odd, right? It has to be 103. You're too funny. You're too funny. Is it Kyle? Cruise control made me consider drinking or at least understand why people turn to booze. I mean, it made me drink. It made me drink. I don't drink much. Let's see here. Just catching up. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Average Supreme said Kim is the queen in the north. Ah, like Jon Snow, queen of the north. Why not? Why not? Okay. So, I think we are ready for today's What the What. Are we ready for What the What? I got it here. I got it here. I think I am going to keep it smaller though, just because there's a lot of writing. Except unlike Jon Snow, she knows things. One day I should show you guys. I actually had my hair like Daenerys for years. I was like white blonde because I wanted to be Daenerys, and then when the show ended, my my heart just broke. My heart just broke. I will never forgive them for that. Never, 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 never. Alrighty. Just getting caught up. I gotta say, cue the lightning Night King. I'm very confused as to what you're saying right now. I'm sorry. I wish I could answer your questions, but I don't understand, and I'm sorry. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. So I am going to stop looking at support for a few minutes here because it's a lot of reading. And we're gonna go for it. Now, this is also where I have to say that there will be an incident of DV in today's story. 9 times out of 10, more than that, really like 99% of the time, I have no idea what is coming in the What the Whats. I trust producer sister with my life, and I know that if she has something she wants to share with us, I know that she is taken great care, and I back her up in those decisions. That being said, there are times when producer sister will pull me aside and let me know that something is potentially coming that could be upsetting. And also because some of you know I'm a survivor myself, she doesn't want me being in a situation where I'm reading something that could potentially trigger me, and then that would derail me from being able to do this show with you. And this was one of those times that we had that conversation. So I am aware partially of what is coming. I don't know everything by any means. I'd say like 90% of what we're about to read, I don't know. And we've had to make some edits to this story for timing because it is a massive, massive saga. And if it didn't have to do directly with the main storyline, we've had to kind of narrow things down so that it's more linear and easier to understand. So we are going to be talking about a few of those things today. When we get to the point where there is the incident of DV, I am going to say it very plainly, the basics of what has happened. Then I'm going to put up a slide that says, please mute now. If it is going to be too intense for you to hear details, and I have to tell you, she doesn't get into crazy graphic details about this at all. It's very factual. So we're going to be very careful with that. And I will read you what she says when that please mute now is up. And then please unmute will also come up when we're finished. So if you don't want to hear the details, we've got you covered, but you do have to be aware that something did happen and the basics of it to follow the story. I hope that makes sense. Again, we have links in the chat if you need it for support, but we're going to go from there. I just have to do one thing quickly before we start. Please forgive me. Leenda, if you could just check our Telegram, that'd be fantastic. Alrighty. Okay, so off we go. Off we go. So, producer sister's note to begin. This is an ongoing story that was first posted about in July of 2020, with the most recent post being in November of 2023. This will be a multi-part saga, for real. Today's portion will cover posts between April 2021 and January 2022. It is a cautionary tale for those that believe that money will solve all problems and what it causes people to turn into. Please be advised that there are some acts of DV, also the consequences of these actions. P.S. For those still in shock from the previous saga and the betrayal of Dear Husband, don't worry. Based on what has been written of this saga to date, we are still fans of this Dear Husband. Different Dear Husband. I hope we are good. Sorry. Okay. So I ask with the chat that we just keep things on topic, and off we go. Alrighty. April 21st of 2022. The aftermath concerning the visit, part 1, explanation. A lot has happened in the past couple months. Due to the fact that it was an enormous amount of text, I cut the update in more parts. A short summary of the people involved. Visitors, aunts, uncles, and cousins who ambushed me at my home demanding money. Little love tap uncle, who in the last episode gave her what we're calling the love tap to the face, and the lawyer friend. First, I want to say that I've read all the comments. Thank you for taking the time to read my post and comment on it. Also, I had my surgery and I'm recovering slowly but steadily. Hubby and the kids helped me a lot, bless them. I also read some speculation about the college funds. First of all, where I live, college isn't insanely expensive like the USA. So that's good to know. These funds should suffice for community college type education or trade school, making it less expensive than private or top universities. Another point is that the funds only cover a good part of tuition and books. No rent, no extracurricular activities or living expenses. So it doesn't cost millions like some people are speculating. The mortgages were not entirely paid off, but I gave sister-in-law/brother-in-law an amount which helped them a lot. I have paid off the rest themselves. They have paid off the rest themselves. Okay. So good to know, just for some background. My investments, they were done before hubby was in the picture, were in some companies and technologies that have since grown. Not all the investments have paid off, but some did. We count ourselves very lucky. Part of it goes into our retirement fund and to charities at home and abroad. I've asked for investment advice from a professional when I decided to do that. I was about 23 when I did. I also followed some courses on how to invest. All right. Some people asked why I would help sister-in-law who behaves the way that she did. Well, we love her kids, and it was more for them than sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Another reason is that we wanted to keep things fair, if that's possible. Now I know this might not have been the smartest move. The last reason was that we had seen decent behavior for some time, so we figured that manners had been learned. Now back to the bit of backstory. Everybody okay in the chat out here? I think we are good. All right. Last time we left off, a couple of aunts, uncles, and cousins came by for a visit to demand and scream for money. One of the uncles earned his title of Little Love Tap Uncle for the little love tap that he gave me. One of the cousins who had a loan paid everything back. I asked the family not to contact me, but to contact the lawyer instead. They have mostly respected that. They did ask for a Zoom call in which they could explain everything. Lawyer, hubby, and I agreed to do so after the court cases would be over with. Also, the $800,000 was a total for all the grandchildren and the remaining family members. I finally got that one clear. Okay, so not $800,000 each. Good to know. That's a good clarification because that was the whole. I mean, it's still the audacity.
Yes.
The audacity of these people is insane. Um, okay. Some people doubted that, and thus I went over the recording again. Sorry for the misinformation. We later found out that they had just come up with a number, and I would just see how it would end. Little Love Tap's uncle broken cheekbone was not broken, it was just severely bruised. The grapevine is not always reliable. We've also had some harassment from family members after the virtual visit. Okay. On to the update. I don't know all of the details of the court cases as I couldn't be present, not for the Rona, but other health related issue. Let me say that first. Also, the Rona, um, due to the Rona, most of these conversations were through online meetings. Little Love Tap Uncle was charged for trespassing, assault, and threatening to cause bodily harm, and he pled guilty. Good. Good. His lawyer said that he has been following anger management courses on his own, and reports from a therapist and another court ordered psychologist confirm what we thought. This is not like him, and he regrets everything he's done. Judge gave Little Love Tap Uncle a very hard time, from what the lawyer told me, and the judge did not take kindly to a man who would hurt a woman. Little Love Tap Uncle was asked some tough questions by the judge. The main was as to why he did it. Well, now it gets juicy. Okay, I thought it was pretty juicy before, but here we go. It seems that Blabbermouth, so this is sister-in-law, threw plane loads of kerosene on a fire that before her calls and texts didn't even exist. You see, the family didn't know that we had money, as we asked those who did to keep their mouth shut, and this was respected until now. Blabbermouth called Little Love Tap Uncle and the rest of the family, telling them about the money and how we refused to share it with the family. Except she paid off your mortgage, she paid for all your kids' education, and she took you on a paid vacation.
But she didn't share.
But she didn't share.
Not at all.
I hate this woman. Gosh. Then came the lies. Blabbermouth turned on the waterwork, telling them that the other family members, that I made fun of their financial situation, flaunted my wealth, and was overall mean, disrespectful, and spiteful. She played the victim to all of them, accusing me of horrible things. She then continued to say that I made fun of the rest of the family for their choices of life, jobs, ambitions, and so much more. To keep a long story shorter, she pushed all the buttons and pushed them deep. So she's just a flat out liar. Great times. Okay. So, April 26th, this is the next thing. After the court cases, we arranged a Zoom call with the aunts, uncles, and cousins involved, in which the whole story became clear, and not only what Little Love Tap Uncle told the court. Thus, the part that Blabbermouth played became entirely clear. My lawyer and their lawyer were present. They apologized and explained they felt really hurt and angry that Blabbermouth insisted that they went for their rightful share, as they deserved it because of the hurtful things that I said. They were family and deserved it. That family shares. Blabbermouth told them that she did it and that worked. Okay. They also repeated the insults and horrible actions that I committed, according to Blabbermouth. They felt hyped up by her, that the greed got the best of them. They understand that this money is for us to do as we please. Our relationship is not the same, and it won't ever be. Yeah, no, it won't. They seem to understand that we are not able nor willing to forget this attack on me, my character, and to an extent my hubby as well. Well, absolutely it was. I would agree. To be sure, I have a no contact order against them for at least a year. It dawned on them that one breach of the order will ensure that they get to meet law enforcement once again, as I don't back down. They also realized that if we were ever willing to help out financially in forms of loans, they have annihilated that chance. Yep. Yep. I think that's fair. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. We have been brutally honest with each other. I was pissed. I told them that they are adults who should have known better than to jump to conclusions. I was calm and collected when family members contacted me. Now I wasn't. I let everything go. And I have to say that right there, I think is super important, because people say stuff all the time that is not true. I'm sorry, they do. People lie. People lie a lot. And I have, lived my life with the idea that I want to hear directly from the people. And that's how I form my conclusions, based on what I see, based on what I experience. Because you're always going to have someone that doesn't like you for whatever reason. Sometimes the reasons they don't like you are stupid. Um, but they don't like you or very immature, right? And you can't please everybody. You're not a pizza, like it's just not going to happen. Um, so if someone is that easily manipulated to think that you're a terrible person and get that angry enough to hurt you that way, like, I'm sorry, they've got a lot of work to do in themselves. I hope little love tap uncle gets the help that he needs, because that is scary that someone can say that stuff to you and that pushes you to think that it's okay to physically hurt somebody else. I don't want that energy in my life, so I totally get that. I told them to at least have the decency and the soundness of mind to ask the other parties involved for their side of the story and to listen to that side with an open mind. Yep. I tore them all a new one. I was brutal, according to my hubby and lawyer. I treated the family to 20 minutes of brutal honesty. Even hubby and lawyer said that they were impressed to the point of scared. I mean, however scared they were of her saying that probably was not the same as what she felt. You know? This is June 13th of 2021, the aftermath concerning Blabbermouth Part 1. The last post is what happened to Little Love Tap Uncle visitors and the aftermath concerning them. This is about Blabbermouth, the oh so lovely, not sister-in-law who instigated the whole mess. Well, 2 of her kids moved out after a very bad fight with her. I still can't get over the fact that one of those kids actually posted the video of her bad mouthing OP, just to call them out. That to me is the most beautiful piece of petty I have ever seen, and I think it is it's justified petty. It's righteous petty. It's righteous petty. Can we make that a term? Righteous petty. Oh, that's good. That's good. The eldest, 26 female, and her boyfriend already had a home waiting and just moved in. The renovations are not finished, but she said she did not care. They sleep on air mattresses in one of the bedrooms, and the rest of the house is a mess, and they still need to renovate a lot. That's still better sometimes than living with people that suck. Second kid, 24 male, is staying with his girlfriend at her parents' house where he helps with bills. Both have gone no contact with their parents after finding out what happened due to their mother. 2 of the kids, 21 and 19, are pissed off as heck, but they could not move out and aren't speaking to her and sleep at their friends' places a lot. Oh, wow. The 17-year-old sides with his mother, though, but he's a baby and Blabbermouth has always spoiled him. Oh. Hopefully the 17-year-old figures it out. Jackie Swan, I just saw your message. Righteous petty. I want to do it with glitter. There has to be glitter on it. Sorry. I read comments about how people suggested we could cut Blabbermouth's children off. No, I'm not going to do that. The 17-year-old did a Blabbermouth in regards of demanding money. I frankly said that if he wanted an education largely paid for by hubby and I, he will stop with what he is doing and meet the requirements that come with money for college. Otherwise, bye-bye money. I told him that if he starts acting and behaving like his mother, then bye-bye money. Edit, I assume. Yes, the money comes with requirements, very strict requirements. Don't meet requirements, the money flow stops. I'm not entirely stupid. I would assume that probably has to do with like grades and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
I could see.
the money is earmarked for
Yeah.
tuition and then a house.
Yeah, the money is earmarked for tuition and house and all that. So it's like,
It's not for partying.
it's not for partying. Yeah, I would agree. One time she called hubby, who put the phone on speaker once, as I was curious as heck and wanted to hear how she dug herself deeper into a pile of crap. She didn't disappoint. Here we go. I had to laugh hysterically when she spewed her crap through the phone. Told her that if she didn't want this to happen, then why did she do it? Why did she tell all those lies? She just wanted money and employed her family as minions to do her bidding. Because if I paid for them, I could pay for her, right? She was silent. Lawyers looking if any legal action can be taken against Blabbermouth. He has been given texts from the family and from us, and at this point, slander, instigation of harassment, and violence and harassment itself are the ones he's collecting evidence for. He digs deep. He wants everything so he can throw it at her. He even contacted the family to see if they were willing to hand over texts voluntarily. Most did. Righteous, petty, right there. Right there. I love it though. But yep, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Wow. Blabbermouth has been blocked from both of our phones, email, and social media after the last phone call. After she found out she had been blocked, she came to our home to try to sweet talk her way out of it. Brother in law also came. They even came together on times they knew hubby would be out to try to intimidate, sweet talk me. How do you think that's gonna go? What happened the last time she had family meet with her alone to try to convince her of doing something with money? As producer sister just said, they found her right hook. They got very acquainted with this woman's hook. Let's not. Wow. My answer was to call the police. Yes! Next, Blabbermouth tried to slander us to people in my hometown. Unfortunately for her, that backfired, and she gets a stink eye from a lot of people now in town. Let it go. You lost. You dumb. Then she did something that scared us a bit. Then, one day a week, my mother in law picks up the youngest kids from school. They go with her, have a snack, and are later joined by the eldest who goes to secondary school. They do their homework there, and they either eat there, we all eat there, and take them home for dinner. Mother in law is always early, but due to a doctor's appointment, she and father in law ran late. Blabbermouth was waiting at the school for our youngest kids. Why? We don't know. The kids thankfully saw her and stayed inside the school. This woman is scary. This woman is scary. I do not like this. Eldest son had finished school early and decided to go to his siblings' school with them, mother-in-law. He saw his aunt and walked inside the school to wait for mother-in-law and with his siblings. Blabbermouth left shortly after. The school was brought up to date on the situation and promised to call the police immediately if she was spotted again. In the meantime, we are waiting for an approval for a non-contact order against her and brother-in-law. Yep, I would agree. This is scary. We've also moved to a different place. Initially, we didn't want to, but due to what happened, we thought it might be best to do so. Other people heard what happened and were very friendly all of a sudden. In town where my brother lives, there is a nice place. It's a house similar to ours. Our kids also know kids their age, so school isn't a problem in that regard. And they start there in September. Eldest can still go to school as there's a good bus connection with a short bus ride. The good thing is that my brother lives on a 2-minute walk from our house, and the neighbors are also very nice and welcoming. My parents have moved to a smaller home close by, and no, we didn't pay for it. My parents were adamant we wouldn't. The only thing we paid for was the rent of a moving truck and a good insurance for us. And Mommy Dearest was frothing at the mouth because we paid for it. She doesn't want that. When hubby and I are working, they come around sometimes and keep an eye on the house. We don't mind. They've never done anything to cause us mistrust. We are looking at how we can protect ourselves further. Hubby, lawyer, and I are looking at all sorts of legal things concerning this. Our house also has some security measures like cameras with audio and video. They record images, and images are stored. At this point, things are calming down. We are still close with hubby and other sister, brother, and other family members who were not a part of this mess. So this was the update on part 1 on Blabbermouth. I'll post the second part later. Okay. My goodness. I had to blow my nose quickly. Sorry. Give me 1 second. My apologies. My apologies. Here we go. Slide 10. We had a lot of conversations with father-in-law about Blabbermouth's antics. He thinks that her behavior stems from jealousy. Really? That is so profound.
Are you shocked?
I am shocked. My core has been affected. Hubby and I have had some years of financial hardship before it got better. Even before we came into money, we lived a relatively comfortable life after we managed to get more financial stability. Blabbermouth, brother-in-law, and the family weren't dirt poor, but they didn't have as many holidays, weekends, or day trips as we did. It became less when our children were born. but we still went away from time to time. Hubby has a knack for finding deals for such things. Eldest has been learning. I want to learn that so badly. So badly. My goodness. Father-in-law thinks that the part of the jealousy started there and became worse after. I asked if she might think that we wanted to flaunt our new wealth to her. Father-in-law thought it might. Hubby and I think her behavior is twofold. We think that sorry, we think that jealousy is indeed a part of it, but also entitlement. She always thinks that she and or her own family should be part of in the spotlight and get something out of it, even if it's not about or for them. She seems to think that she deserves all kinds of things. According to hubby, this started in childhood and has continued into adulthood. I also asked my father-in-law why she disrespects me slash my job. Father-in-law stated that they may be that might be jealousy as well. I managed to go through college and get my bachelor's and master's degree. I've always worked, although less when our children were born. She didn't follow any higher form of education. She's got her education as a child care provider for daycare centers, and that's it. She stopped working for a number of years and has cleaned homes for a couple of years to earn a bit of extra cash. Father in law thinks that it's my educational rap sheet, as he jokingly calls it, impressed her and made her jealous. I earned a great deal more before my investments started to generate money. I wonder if I did right by helping them out. My intentions were good, and I know the importance of education, and I knew that the kids would have difficulties following any form of college education without amassing a huge amount of debt, either for themselves or their parents. My parents worked hard to provide my brother and I so that we wouldn't need to start our adult lives with debt. Our nieces and nephews were very grateful for everything we did for them. They know about all the effort that went into it. At this point, we are in no contact with brother-in-law and Blabbermouth. They don't know our current address, and we have a P.O. box in a different town. I also changed my phone number, although I kept the other one for business purposes to gather evidence. We have been awarded with a temporary no contact order from the court. Blabbermouth and brother in law are not allowed to contact in any way, not even through a third party. We are trying to get for at least a year, maybe two, if that's possible. She's also facing charges of defamation, instigating violence, and harassment. Lawyer is digging deep and throwing anything he can legally at her. Yeah, I think that's fair. Uh, One thing that I am grateful for is that our friends never changed. They knew and they didn't care. They said that they knew we had money and that it didn't matter to them. That what mattered was that we were there for them and with them in the good and the bad times. Mother-in-law and father-in-law do know where we live, and they don't have the address on paper. Hubby drove them over one time. Hubby made it very clear to mother-in-law that under no circumstances is she going to show or tell anyone else where we live. People want to see us, she can pass on the message and phone number to us and we'll call them. Okay. Reason for this? Well, mother in law has a soft spot for Blabbermouth. Mother in law has been asking if reconciliation was possible. We said at this point, no. Blabbermouth is not even remotely sorry for what she's done. She's trying to defend everything that happened and even tries to blame us. She has destroyed our relationship with family members on her own. So, no. Mother in law tried to get us to forgive Blabbermouth as she didn't mean it, didn't want it to happen, and such. She meant it.
Absolutely.
She calculated it. She showed up at your kid's school. Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sometimes, guys, when people show you who they are, just believe them.
Yep.
Just believe them. You could be civil, but like, believe them. Truth be told, I lost my cool at that point. I love my mother in law to death. I really do. She's such a sweet lady and has done so much for us, especially concerning our children. But I told her the same thing as I told Blabbermouth, that she should be happy with the things that we are given to her and her children. But no, she had to get greedy. I got slapped for crying out loud. I got threats against my life, my hubby's life, and the lives of my children, even if it was said in the heat of the moment, what the actual heck? Eventually, I got up and left. Hubby and father-in-law talked to her and made it clear that it's not up to us to do anything to repair anything. That ball is in Blabbermouth's court. I did apologize to mother-in-law for losing my cool, but not for the message. That remained the same. I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah. You can't just.
Oh my
She
goodness.
hasn't admitted she did anything wrong.
Yeah, you got to admit that you messed up. Yeah. The situation has shaken me to my core. I have done things that go against my nature. Even without money and even debt, people were always welcome to eat at our table and stay over. Now I keep wondering if people tell me their sob stories because they want money from me and not care about me as a person, just an ATM and nothing more. Do I regret helping out? Yes and no. The four eldest children of Blabbermouth are doing great. Same goes for sister-in-law, my parents, my brother, and his family. Certified loan cousin is doing great. He and his girlfriend have some plans for their home and are saving up for it. He asked for investment advice. I gave him websites to do courses and phone numbers of the person who helped me all those years ago. We also made a savings plan and I helped them budget. I do that as a volunteer for an organization that helps people in debt. This woman is amazing. Wow. That's awesome. My regret is helping out Blabbermouth herself, letting her share in the good fortune. But I can't help but wonder, what would she have done if we wouldn't have helped her? Probably just the same. She'll rear her ugly head in my life from time to time, of that I'm sure. If that's the case, my dear friend lawyer will get an opportunity to sharpen his lawyer knives and have fun. As of now, we are waiting for Blabbermouth's court case. All right. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay. Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. This is a joke. It has to be a joke. First joke. I think someone has found out where we live. Woke up last Sunday to find the tires of the cars slashed. All of them. Not only that, but it has some wonderful artwork on both sides of the car, aka it was scratched. So, what did little old me and hubby do? If you guys check the security footage, pat yourself on the back because you got it right. Our cars have dash cams that record 24/7 and are parked several streets over. Okay. Security measure number, I lost track of them all. We take them out, place another set, and look at the footage with saving recordings. And you can guess again who you think it was. Did you guess Blabbermouth? Then I'm sorry to disappoint you. It was hubby's cousins, the one that thought that I should just hand over the money, bow down to the will of the family, and that hubby should get his woman in line. Remember him? I certainly do. Police were called and we handed over the security footage alongside pictures of said cousin's social media, address, phone numbers, and email. Better to be thorough, right? Afterwards, hubby called his mother to see if she, either by accident or not, spilled the beans. For now, she didn't. She and father in law are thinking hard that they may have missed something. I called my family, and they are also thinking hard if they said something to someone. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her to hire a PI. Just to be real. And second joke. Blabbermouth and brother-in-law have filed a lawsuit against me, and to an extent, hubby. Guess for what? If you guess defamation, then dance your own wonderful dance. Since Blabbermouth is a social pariah in the family and in hometown, she blames me for all the woes in this. Oh, that's always. Yeah, people are fun when they're like that. When somebody has something that they want, so they blame them for all of their life's problems. That gets exhausting. People in my hometown talked and a lot of people look at her with an upturned nose. They don't like her. They don't like that at all. Life has become somewhat uneasy for them. I wonder why. She's claiming that I'm the one who apparently blabbed outrageous lies to people in town, the town's gossip machine, and caused her drama. The fun part is, it was her own mother. Because she was so upset with what was happening, she talked and told a lot to a lot of people. Lawyer is still rolling over on the ground laughing. They demand compensation for their ruined reputation and are willing to settle to keep it out of court. He has already started on the answer. Again, defamation, you have to prove that you actually have lost money. That because of these actions, it has affected your ability to be able to provide for yourself. Girl, she gave you money. Right? Like that doesn't producer sister, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
It's not going to work.
And what lies were told?
When I saw the letter, I was angry and humored at the same time. Really, Blabbermouth? That's your game plan now? Very well. Game's on. Who else's jaw dropped to the depths of the sea? All right, update on cousin and lawsuit. I have a small update on the cousin who decided to use our car to vent his frustrations as well as on the lawsuit Blabbermouth hit us with. Cousin has probably lost his job or has a lot of trouble there. Apparently, his boss got wind of the fact that he vandalized our car and was caught on camera. I don't know how he found out, and frankly, I don't care. Boss is not happy at all. From the family members that don't have a no contact order against us, we hear two different tales. What I know for certain is that at Cousin's job, the stunt he pulled got him into serious trouble. We also have a temporary no contact order against him. The damages are set to be fixed in 2 weeks' time. Cousin has been told the amount of damages he has caused. He can pay for it out of his own pocket, as of course, insurance companies don't pay for idiots destroying other people's cars. Yeah, yeah. He will also see the inside of a courtroom in either August or September. We also found out how he found our cars. His friend lives in the same neighborhood as we. We didn't know this. Cousin seemed to have told his friend his version of events, and his buddy told us that he saw us in the neighborhood. Wonder what friend thinks now after what cousin did. As for the lawsuit, my dear lawyer friend has had his batch of cookies and he loved them. Does that mean like he got his cake and ate it too? I'm guessing? Okay. He also replied to Blabbermouth's lawyer, sending some of what he had on text, voicemails, and emails with note that if Blabbermouth didn't drop the lawsuit, we would counterfile and demand compensation of whatever kind. There are people who thought that Blabbermouth lied to her lawyer. Of course she did. Like, yeah, she of course did. She told a bunch of lies and decided to fabricate evidence to prove it. Lawyer saw it. Blabbermouth's lawyer didn't like it and dropped them as clients. Stop lying to your lawyer. Tell your lawyer the truth. Oh my gosh. You think they're not going to find out? Don't lie to your lawyer. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's funny to me. If you can't be honest with your lawyer, like, it's over, bro. I'm sorry. Like, that's really funny to me. Sorry. I can't help but wanting to be a fly on the wall when Blabbermouth's lawyer told Blabbermouth that. Let's see what she'll do next. I'm halfway wondering if I should get popcorn and a soda for this. Okay, here we go. I have the feel I have been told a name that is coming into the story now, and that it is producer sister's favorite.
Yep.
And a big part of why she's wanted to share this story.
Frou-frou.
Frou Frou! How Entitled Cousin met Frou Frou. Hey people, I have another update on the Entitled Cousin. He is a douche canoe that said I should bend to the will of the family. I am out of ideas for a nickname. I like douche canoe. We're still waiting for the court meeting, but some charges are being added next to vandalism and destruction of personal property. No, he didn't scratch our cars or slash our tires this time, smart man. Instead, he got to meet Frou Frou, our neighbor's dog, and our neighbor. As it is summer, hubby and I decided to go on a holiday in our own country again. Due to COVID, we didn't feel like going abroad or to our holiday home. We are vaxxed, although our children are not. We had a blast. Our kids could go to the pool a couple of times, but had to make reservations and made friends with other kids. Halfway through our holiday, we got a call. Little big brother, younger but taller than me, of mine, called to tell me Entitled Cousin had been arrested. Again. This time, Douche Canoe actually found our home. And you lovely people, can you guess what he did? Did he throw rocks at windows? No. Did he spray graffiti on the house? Again, no. No, Mr. Smarty Pants tried breaking in. No. Oh my gosh. Our home has big wooden fence around the backyard, but the position of the wooden planks make it impossible, or at least very difficult to climb them. Entitled Cousin had come in the dead of night, early morning hours, and used a ladder to climb the fence. Oh, well, that's not going to help your case. So he's in our backyard now, tools in hand, getting busy trying to open our back door. Good luck with that. Our neighbor walks Frou Frou quite early in the morning. So neighbor takes Frou Frou out for his first walk to pee poop for the day quite early. Our neighborhood loves the guy and his loyal friend. More than once, he has found people in homes who should not be there. Neighbor and Frou Frou walk and find themselves looking at a ladder standing against the fence of my house. Neighbor knows the situation and that we are not at home. Neighbor hears some noise at our back door and realizes what's happening. So what does he do? He, that's Frou Frou, climbed the ladder and jumped into our yard. Frou Frou sees Entitled Cousin and starts growling. Who is Frou Frou? Frou Frou is a sweet, caring, funny, big, protective, and as heck, Cane Corso of the neighbor. How did he get the name Frou Frou? Well, neighbor's wife loves Beauty and the Beast, and the little dog turned into like the footstool has the name Frou Frou. Okay, hang on. And I think that's I get why you think this is funny, producer sister. I like this. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of a Cane Corso.
100-pound dog.
Yeah, they are. Okay, hang on. I got a picture. I can show you guys. I'm on slide 18 if I forget, producer sister. That's a Cane Corso. They're like 100 pounds. They you do not want to mess with them, and they are fantastic security dogs, and they are fiercely fiercely loyal. Sorry. You go, Glenn. Melissa! You go, Glenn, You go, Glenn. You go, Glenn. Yeah, it's not a dog that you mess with. You just don't. That's not. Oh, so it's kind of funny that the dog has that name too, because it's a bit of juxtaposition. But also, I've heard though with the people they love, they're big sucks.
Yeah.
Like they're just adorable, cuddly, loving dogs. So it's kind of funny.
Don't mess with them.
Yeah, don't mess with them. Don't mess with their people. So Entitled Cousin sees Frou Frou, who is not amused at seeing a stranger in his yard. Entitled Cousin is apparently not so smart and throws a couple of tools in Frou Frou's direction. Oh no, Frou Frou is having none of it. Barks and charges. Entitled Cousin barely manages to climb on a table before Frou Frou gets to him. Frou Frou is a trained dog, so he doesn't bite until ordered to. Meanwhile, neighbor is standing on the ladder, pissing his pants at the girly streams of Entitled Cousin while calling the guys and gals in blue. Entitled Cousin is taken away in the back of a police car and has to stay in jail until his hearing. Lawyer demanded that he not be released until his hearing. The no contact order is apparently not sufficient enough to keep him away. Oh my god. Good, Frou Frou! We managed to send the security footage to the lead people involved. Frou Frou got some nice doggy snacks, and the neighbor and wife were also thanked. I also have to admit one thing, though. When we got back, the kids went to spend the night at their friends for some slumber party time. Hubby and I went to watch the footage. It was gold. And yes, we grabbed ourselves some drinks and popcorn to watch it again and again. If you're breaking and entering, how do you think that you're right? I'm honestly curious at this point. I don't know how that works. Okay. And now my own extended family knows as well. The title basically says it all. My own extended family found out that I have money as well. Great. I don't have a lot of aunts and uncles left. Plenty of cousins, though, as dad had 6 sisters who all had children. Only 4 cousins are younger than I am. I haven't spoken to them in like 20 years. And the only times I spoke with them is at a funeral with one of my aunts and uncles. I have no relationship with them. I have received several messages of cousins who heard through a lot of people that I had money. When I read this, I was mentally preparing for yet another ish storm. Yep, they were pissed. They wanted to know why I didn't tell anyone. Why? Exhibit everything that we have read. Oh my gosh. One of them ranted and raved about how unfair everything was and that I could have let them know and yada, yada, yada. When she was finally done, I asked, perhaps rather rudely, if she was done and I could explain. I made one group where I wrote the whole story, what was happening in that group. I ended with the words in bold, underlined in huge letters. This is why I never told you. Several were shocked that what happened did happen. I asked some of them why they were upset that I didn't tell them, and no one really answered until I said that maybe it was because they wanted to benefit from it. Some said, no way. And how could you think that of us? I answered the reason I think that I think is because of all the crap that has hit my fan. I have lost a lot of trust in people in general because of this. To make a long story short, a couple of them asked if they could get, not borrow, some money. Others said they would like to borrow some if possible. I uploaded a document that a certified loan cousin and I had signed. I told them that what was stated in the document were the rules. They could read it or not. Other family members of mine have done the greedy grab hands. No was the simple answer alongside a number of the investment advisor, told them good luck and blocked the beggars. I don't worry as much about them finding out where I live. My parents, brother, sister, wife, my sister-in-law can win a tight lip contest with an oyster. All right. Sorry, Pearl Chan. I just saw this. Go to a bank! Like, I get it with certified loan cousin because he literally was at max and they were short $1,000 to get their house. They came to her for $1,000 because that was what was going to make or break them being able to get their mortgage, from the sounds of it.
Peanuts.
And that is peanuts at the end of the day for someone that has money like she does. And ultimately, that is something that you can pay back relatively quickly if you have income coming in and things like that. So,
Compared to the value of the house.
yeah, and compared to the value of the house, like, come on. So, if anything, like, I would be mad at the bank of like, bank, chill out, just give them another $1,000. But the bank can be mean like that. But my point is that the majority of people that are probably asking her for money are not asking her for money like this, like that. You know what I mean? Not for the $1,000. They're like, I want my holiday house, and I'm never paying you back. Like, go to a bank, get a loan, get a job, stay away from her. This is ridiculous. Oh. Okay. This is slide 20, an update. I have an update once more on the whole saga. I don't know if updates will follow, but if something happens, I will post here. The good news is that most of my family members have stopped bothering me and hubby. The eldest has a social media account that we go through together, and he has received some nasty things on that. The eldest blocked them, reported them, and thanks to our dear lawyer friend who sent some letters, it got relatively quiet once again. Those without a no contact order in place have suddenly reached out more often. People hubby or I haven't spoken to in years contact us more often. We keep it polite and pleasant. Entitled cousin has to pay several fines, damages, and has 2 years of probation. He tried to threaten us again. We told him Frou Frou would love to meet him again. I have the feeling Frou Frou's not going to forget.
Nope.
Frou Frou going to remember.
We're not done with Frou Frou.
Producer sister just said we're not done with Frou Frou.
Frou Frou will return.
Frou Frou will return.
Don't you worry.
Blabbermouth knows in which town we live now. Entitled cousin seems to have told her we have seen her around town. We hope she stays away as per the no contact order. So that is the update. Stay safe, people, and I hope you have a good and above all healthy holiday season. Okay, now things are making more sense. As I said at the beginning of this stream, the next part, there is an incident. There is an incident of physical violence against OP. So what producer sister has done is she has written a paragraph. She has taken out the paragraph that describes the incident. And when we go to the next slide, there will be discussion about that. And I will get to the place where we read that paragraph. When we read that paragraph that goes into more detail about what happened, there will be something that will come up on the screen that will say, please mute now, if it is something you are going to have some trouble with. And then when we're done reading that paragraph, it will say, please unmute. So you will not have to see it. You will not have to read it. You will not have to do any of it if you don't want to. And we will through. Is that okay with everybody? Is everybody clear on that? I'm going to wait for the chat for a minute just to make sure that you guys are aware. It's really important to me that this is a safe place for you guys and that you are in a place where you're not feeling something really difficult. Okay, I'm getting a lot of that's good. Okay. So here we go. This is from January 6th of 2022. the inside of a hospital, how entitled cousin lost his job, and how Blabbermouth has had the honor of meeting Frou Frou. Dear people on Reddit, I thought that no more updates would be needed as the peace seems to have returned. It wasn't for long, however. Last time I gave an update on the situation with cousin. Now, as I write this, it is entitled cousin and Blabbermouth related. For the people not familiar with Blabbermouth and entitled cousin drama, I refer you to my previous posts. Hang on tight for another long update. It starts with me with entitled cousin and Blabbermouth staying in touch with each other. They kept complaining and apparently blaming all of their misfortune on me. I am the source of their problems, and if I had done what I was supposed to do, none of the bad things would have happened. Entitled cousin then had the bright idea that I should be punished. So what did they talk about? Well, it put me in the hospital. Entitled cousin had some friend of his follow me. Since I don't work regular office hours, it took me about 3 weeks before I noticed a person following me around. I got scared as I have been followed in the past. Nothing came of it in the end, but it made me vigilant. I took some precautions to be sure. I made reports with law enforcement and asked our nice neighbor and his wife if they could keep an eye out, and they would. Nice neighbor has experience as a PI, law enforcement, specializes in training for dogs and such. Producer sister, is this where the paragraph would be inserted?
Correct.
Okay. So, the Cole's notes of what happened. This is the censored version, essentially. Entitled cousin, and I assume this person who was following her
Yeah.
cornered her in an alley. She was assaulted, and she ended up having to go to the hospital. That is the Cole's Notes version. She gets into a little bit more detail in the next paragraph. So if you don't want to hear the details, please mute now. This is your warning. I will give you 10 seconds before I read the paragraph. Okay? I ask that you guys please do not repeat the details in the chat, just out of respect for people here. Okay, we're going to read it now. Okay, here we go. So, what the Reddit post says in its entirety is it happened about 2.5 weeks before Christmas. I was walking on the street talking on an entitled cousin, and that buddy of his dragged me into a quiet street and proceeded to beat me. In a lull, I managed to hit them where men tend to hurt a lot. Add some blows where I could before I set off an alarm with the volume of a ship's horn to alert people and do my best to get away. Where I'm from, civilians aren't allowed to carry guns, tasers, or stun guns like the US. Police and ambulance came, reports were made, the whole shebang. I was brought to the hospital, and the damage, a lot of bruises, 6 broken ribs, a broken wrist, and some bruising to organs. I'm doing all right. I had to stay for a little while as there were some concerns about my lung, liver, and kidneys. And that is the censored portion. So I'll give you guys a minute to come back in. You can unmute now. I'm waving at everybody. You're good. You can come back in if you want. You can mute off. Okay? As you mute off, we also did want to let you know that around this point is where producer sister also cut out another portion of the story because it didn't have to do a huge amount with the main plot line of what is going on. And essentially, there was a sub story about another cousin who approached OP asking if they would be able to help their daughter who had a severe illness. This was a treatment in the US that could help her, but it was not covered by insurance. After much vetting, meeting with the daughter, speaking with doctors, they agreed to help. This was done directly with working with a hospital in the US and through a lawyer. Cousin, his wife, and daughter were very grateful. Even though some extreme protective measures were taken, the daughter unfortunately ended up contracting Rona and sadly passed away. Her parents were devastated, and the funds that were agreed upon no longer needed for the treatment were subsequently donated to research for the daughter's condition. So because that didn't have to do necessarily with everything, we did not keep that whole thing in here because that probably could have been like a post in its own. But just another example of OP being very generous, trying to help out her family, doing things the right way. She has at every turn tried to help these people, which just really makes the fact that you have entitled cousin doing something like this so terrible. because they feel entitled to something they're not entitled to. But she is trying to make the most impact with what she has and do the right thing. So, respect to OP on that front, which is why we wanted to tell you. But now we continue with the story. So, she is in hospital. Police were called, ambulances were called, reports were filed. We continue. Now, who was wondering where Blabbermouth is in this story? Don't worry, I'll tell you. To preface, in the time that we have lived in this neighborhood, nice neighbor and neighbor's wife have become friends with me and my family. They both know what has happened. They know more. They know about the money and have provided friendship, sets of extra eyes, and a dog for my children to fawn over. Nice neighbor and neighbor's wife don't have children, not their choice, and have become another aunt and uncle to my children. The children love nice neighbor and wife and are Fru's biggest kid fans. Kids, nice neighbor, and wife are begging for a sleepover with them. So after quarantine, testing negative on a PCR test, and such a nice neighbor, nice neighbor, wife, and Fru had my kids over. Blabbermouth found out where my kids were. I think she had been following them. And on the day that entitled cousin and his buddy hurt me, she went up to them while they were outside and tried to convince them to come with her. When they refused, she grabbed my youngest and tried to drag them with her. Bad move, Blabbermouth. Fru needed his walk, and my children took him for that walk. Nice neighbor was around, but not close enough to intervene swiftly. There was no need. Fru did. I love this dog. This is so horrible, but I love this dog. The moment she tried to drag my youngest away, Fru came sprinting towards them and started barking his head off and growling when he wasn't. Nice neighbor heard the dog, saw who was there with my kids, called the cops while running towards the situation. A little while, Blabbermouth got to quality test the back seat of a police vehicle. According to nice neighbor, she was behaving like a Karen. Hope I used the term right. Telling everyone that was in the vicinity how nice neighbor should be arrested for having a vile and dangerous dog and that she didn't do anything wrong. Fru for the win. Fru is the MVP. We love Fru. Fru is the goodest boy. All of the treats. Pearl Jan, I'm going to put your comment up. I 100% agree. Fru for president 2024. We want Fru. All of the Fru. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Random. I just saw your comment and I immediately read that like, oh, what's his face? The teacher from South Park, Mr. Maggie. Ma'am, kidnapping is wrong, okay? Is wrong. You shouldn't kidnap. Alcohol is bad. Shouldn't drink alcohol. Sorry, I'm going to take the laugh so I can get him with this because this is sad. Oh. Okay. She's out on bail and was charged with attempted child abduction and breaking the no contact order. That's the other thing too. You have a no contact order. How are you going to argue that you didn't do anything wrong? You violated a no contract order. Like you didn't even have to try to touch the kids. Like you already did the thing. You did the wrong thing. Entitled cousin and his buddy also had bail set and paid along with some nice charges. As to what Blabbermouth was thinking, I don't know. I know that entitled cousin's idea was to force me into submission. So I'll read it. Hubby had a not so nice chat on the phone with entitled cousin's mummy as she called and asked if we could drop the charges. Excuse you, no. The audacity. The audacity. I could maybe understand mommy going to bat for him after the first instance and just being like, yo, he needs help. Please, like, we're getting him help. But there's no excuse. There is no excuse for this at all. Absolutely not. Turns out that entitled cousin's boss fired him. Good. Seemed that he had some disciplinary action going against him already, and this was the final straw in his boss's eyes. I am shocked. I am shocked. Melissa, how are you not embarrassed? Oh my gosh. I'm actually like, I need a minute. Sorry, Matt Bond, I just saw your message to me. Thank you very much. I will share with producer sister. Thank you. Okay. Entitled cousin got to his work, only to be led into the office to meet with his resignation papers. We found out where this whole bow to the will of the family crap came from. Mommy dearest. Oh, wow. She basically told hubby that if I had done what they asked, then nothing bad would have happened. Oh, throw her away. No. No, no. No. I was from the outside of the family, so is she, married to an uncle of hubby, so I should do as I was told. What is with this? You're not property. Oh, I hate people that think this way. I cannot. I just had enough time to get out some snacks and a drink to listen to the sweet sounds of him going ballistic. It was lovely and scary to hear. I took the phone when he took a breather and told her she heard what he had to say and the whole spiel of contact my lawyer, harassment, yada, yada, yada. Click and block. She hasn't called since. Note, entitled cousin now has a good job that paid well, and his wife also works, and they were able to pay their bills, save some as well as have some extra to spend. He and his wife and family have a comfortable life. It's not like they were in dire straits with debts. So for people commenting he must have been desperate for money, he isn't. It still doesn't make it okay. It doesn't.
Yep.
After this incident and a couple of attempted break ins in the neighborhood, which was formed, we gave the people involved a photograph of Blabbermouth and of entitled cousin, told them that we had no contact orders against them, and asked them to call law enforcement if they were spotted in the neighborhood. Oh my goodness. We have 2 slides left, guys. All in all, we had a nice Christmas and New Year's Eve. We're doing as well as can be. I'm still sore and I have to go to the hospital for checkups. Hubby and I are getting progressively concerned since entitled cousin and Blabbermouth are not deterred by a piece of paper that states no contact order. Moving again is out of the question. When hubby and I were talking one night while the kids were in bed, the eldest came downstairs and overheard us. He was adamant that he didn't want to move. His reasons were that if they did this, we would move again after each escalation and we would have to keep moving. He felt safe in this home with Frou Frou, nice neighbor and wife in vicinity. I feel safe with Frou Frou.
Good puppy.
Frou Frou's a good puppy. The other 2 agree when we talk to them in the morning. The kids are shaken, but doing relatively well. Due to what happened, we are also looking into therapy for all of us. Yes. The youngest is quite shaken, but for now is thinking more about how cool it was that Frou Frou protected him and how Blabbermouth was trying to climb a car. I could see that. Eldest understands what has happened a bit better and is more fearful. Yeah. Nice neighbor and wife have offered Frou Frou for sleepovers so that the kids feel safer. We are also thinking about getting our own Frou Frou. Get a Frou Frou. Nice neighbor has already offered to help with the purchase and training of the dog. Hubby is frantic with worry about what might have happened and what entitled cousin might try in the future. We are also going to do some research on how to protect ourselves further. We are talking with law enforcement, our dear lawyer friend, and other people to see what is possible in terms of the law without turning our neighborhood into a heavy security prison or something like that. All right. January 7th, 2022, a good update. I didn't think I would come back with an update so soon. Grab the snacks and the drinks, turn on the music, and dance with me, or more for me, as my ribs still hurt. Entitled cousin and Blabbermouth have been arrested and are now finding out what jail looks like from the inside. Hubby and I were both called by them, begging us to drop the charges. With this, they broke the no contact order and the bail order. We got everything recorded and then called law enforcement immediately with our dear lawyer friend. They were arrested. Just received the news. Happy butt wiggle for me. How dumb are these people?
They're not so bright.
They are not so bright. French P's yelling, not so bright. Oh my gosh. No. No. Well, that is the saga portion for today.
Part two.
Part 2 of what, 4?
It's looking like that, yeah. Unless she posts more.
Yeah. Chris, I can't believe that woman tried to kidnap a child. I did nothing wrong. Frou Frou does not agree. You go, Frou Frou. You go, Frou Frou. Oh, I like Katie Artist 94. I'm going to use that. Happy butt wiggle. Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is wild. Yep. No brains, no empathy, no soul. Ew. Thank you, Medora Art. I would agree. And yes, Kyle, but wait, there is still more. We are, according to producer sister, halfway through the saga. And the other thing is, I have been told that this saga is still currently going.
The last post was a month ago.
The last post was a month ago. So even when we finish,
It may not be done.
it may not be done. And a lot of that has to do, when I have had conversations with producer sister about this, she informed me that a big part of that is because with the timeline, right, where a lot of things are being very influenced by the Rona, right? It got very complicated very quickly, and court was complicated. Can confirm that on my part as well, that there were a lot of things that got pushed. It took more time. And court is never fast, but it was so much worse during that time frame. So things are still going, essentially, from what I understand. And producer sister just said, tune in next week where Frou Frou gets a new puppy friend. I am here for the puppies. More puppies. More puppies. Honestly, I think Frou Frou, from a storytelling perspective, is so needed here.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of this that is so sad.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sad. It's awful. But puppies. But puppies.
All hail Frou Frou.
All hail Frou Frou. Lacey, are you doing okay? Lacey?
And Phoebe.
Hi, honey. Do you want to say hello to everybody? You're not putting your head right back down. No. Yep. Okay. I'll give you a second to... Here we go. Oh. There's the bear. Hi, everybody. I have to say, though, the funny thing is, out of the 3 dogs that we have, my smallest one, I guess, Charlie, I would put my money on him. He would be... That dog has a streak. It does not come out unless merited, but it is there. Oh, so cute. Oh, yeah, I think we needed that. My goodness. Well, you guys, we are 2 hours and 24 minutes into this stream, which is awesome. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I just got an email from my accountant. Everything's good. So this is wind down time. And if anybody has any comments, questions, anything they want to send in, last support, whatever, Now is the time. Um, I am so happy you guys are all still here. This has been a crazy stream, and I've loved every second of it. I am so glad you guys are here. I'm actually just taking a look at how all of this has gone. I cannot believe how many of you have been in here. Hello to anybody new. It is great to have you. Um, yeah, carbonized started small dog syndrome. A little bit, just a bit, but it's okay. It's good. He tries. He's just doing his best. He's living his life and he's doing his best. Ah, Chris Barber, I want a puppy like Lacey. I have to say, I think this having Lace has really opened up my heart to toy poodles. I think they are incredible. They are they're so freaking smart. They are scary smart, and they got a little bit of sass, a lot of love, and they really just want to be with you and they want to make you happy. And yeah, it's I think they're great. They're great. KDRS94, thank you for another great stream. Helped me feel so much better. I'm so glad, and I hope that you do feel better, Katie. I'm so sorry that you're going through stuff right now. Oh, Sammy Smith just said, fantastic stream. I'll definitely be back. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for choosing us today. I really do appreciate it. Chris Barber said, I can't wait to go back and watch what I missed. There will be timestamps in the comments below when this video is done. The first thing I do when I log off here, like when we stop the stream, is I go back and I do the timestamps and then I try to interact with you guys in the comments, because if you are able to reload after the stream ends and leave a comment, that helps me out dramatically. So I would very, very much appreciate it if you could do that. It's awesome. Denise said, had you on my headphones while sweeping the yard. I appreciate the warnings. I'm so glad. I'm trying to think of how I can do this the best way, because I want to make sure you guys are okay. I know I can't protect everybody from everything, but if there's something I can and producer sister sees the need and wants to do the right thing, we're trying to do right by you guys. Melissa Smith, it's Lacey channel, 24/7 Lacey stream. I've thought about doing it with Charlie because Charlie makes a lot of noise, and I think it would be really funny. Oh, Rena from Iowa. My grandma always had toy poodles and they are great. They're amazing. Carbonized artist. My dog is massive and he's a major wuss. He'll fight wolves, but people, he'll run his giant butt away. Oh, oh my goodness. He's probably really cute though. Chris Barber said I had a miniature poodle years ago. They are amazing. Diane shared my late boyfriend, always, or best friend, I'm not sure which one, always had small poodles. They're awesome. They're awesome. I think they're kind of one of those dogs that once you have one, you're like, and I am wrecked for life. Wancho and all the poodles. Also, I believe Wancho, you're going live tonight at 10, right? I think so. If you are, can yeah, can you put, if you have it set up or whatever the channel, can you put the link in the chat? And mods, if it gets pulled back, can you guys just approve it? And you can share that as well. Because Wancho's great. Wancho's great. Kate here says Darth Vader breathing is hilarious and adorable. Gosh. Oh, carbonized. That's how he got his name. He scooted away, so he's Scooter. My baby that is in heaven right now, his name is Scooter. My little baby, my baby brother. It's such a good name. It's such a good name. It's so much fun. There you go. Lulu's mom said, you did it perfectly. Not many channels have trigger warnings. It's very much why I'm here. Your sensitivity is appreciated. I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, I know there are going to be times that I can't, because unfortunately, that's kind of the thing. Like, it's live, right? It's live. Mistakes are going to happen. Things are going to go wrong. Things never go wrong at the best time possible. But if there's something we can do, we like to try. Where is it? Emma Washington. I'm so glad I woke up in time to hear the saga. That poor woman. I'm in Australia, so it's Thursday morning here. It makes me happy when I can catch your lives. Oh, that's good. I have to say, I do like this time slot because I think it's good for the majority of my audiences in the United States. So whether they're on the East Coast or the West Coast, it's during the day. People in Australia, they can watch it in the early morning, and I have heard some people that like they sometimes will tune in while they're getting ready for the day. And then in Europe, it's not like so late that people can't watch it. So I think it's kind of a nice balance. I like this time. This time, it's a good time. Ah, let me see here. Um, Kyle just said, "My parents have one mini poodle for my granny named Freddie. He's such a goofy sock." Oh, I believe that. I believe that. What was the name that yes, so my husband and I have been discussing if we get another dog. He's always been into a lot of big dogs, but with our health and everything, I don't know how much of a commitment I can make to a big dog, and that's kind of my fear with it. Um And, so he has also absolutely fallen in love with Shih Tzus between Scooter and Charlie. And so he said, "Okay, if we get another Shih Tzu, I'm naming him Zeus." And Lacey's part Shih Tzu, yeah. But he's like, "I'm naming the Shih Tzu Zeus." So that when they walk in the room, I can go, "And then along came Zeus." His thunderbolt, the joke from Hercules. Like, I just can't handle it. And I'm like, yeah. And the thing is, like, I named Lacey. Lacey Bear is her name. Her middle name is Bear. Um, and that is a loving. It's just the most like insane name that you could come up with for this teeny tiny little dog. It is amazing. It is fancy. There is no second or first. It does not exist. None of it makes any sense, but he loves it. So we call him Charlie. All of it. All of it makes no sense. There is no alignment with nothing. It's just so weird. And I love it. I love it. But yes, the next one will be Zeus. And then along came Zeus. Kyle, is that whole name on his tag? No, it is not. I do believe it is on like if you look up his like he's microchipped, right? So there is a profile that goes with that. It's all on there. It's legit. Also, I see Amy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Amy. I hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, where is it? Pearl Jan, I have a 10-pound Yorkie named Coco who thinks she's a lion. Rawr. I believe it. Yorkies have attitude. Yorkies have attitude. Oh, Jackie Swan, my lab was Django Elvis. We lost him suddenly this year and it still hurts, but the doggy talk helps. Aw, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I think they bring so much joy, right? They bring so much joy. The grief is awful, but they bring so much joy. Well, Carbonize just said, my cats are named after their personalities. Cuddles loves to cuddle, and Darling is Darling. Lol, or she was. Aw, until her kittens got adopted and she went nuts. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's cute though. Melissa, my doggy is Ricky Bobby. If he ate first, he's last. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Aw, I had a chihuahua named Belle, and this lady is Lulu Bell. Aw, I love it. I love it. The pets are great. The pets are awesome. Well, you guys, I'm gonna wind down. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I got work I gotta do too, so I'm gonna have to wrap up today. I want to say thank you guys so much for your generosity. It has been absolutely insane. Welcome to all of the new Space Angels. I am so happy you are here. I am planning on the next stream being Monday, unless something comes up and changes. And if that is the case, I will let you all know in the community tab or on Instagram or whatever. So I'll let you guys know. But for now, we are where we are. So I am going to I'm sorry, what, General Scott? I was once given a cat descended from German royal family whose name was Wilhelm von Mutzer. I love the last names. When last names get put into dogs' names, it's not even their last name. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I am obsessed. Oh, King Bob. I like the name Bella Bing Bing. I do too. I love Bella Bing Bing. The Moots. Scott can't. Okay. We're going to roll the outro. If you guys are able to, please reload the page and leave a comment. We've got 142 people here. You know, those comments make a huge difference, and I would very much appreciate it. So we're going to roll the outro. I'll probably stop at about 10 seconds. You're welcome to reload, and I will be working on those timestamps right away for those of you that want to catch up on anything and the replay crew. So much love to everybody. What a show. What a show. Today was fun. I'm glad we still laughed and we had a good time even with all the sad stuff. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Much love. Bye.